We'll be starting very shortly.
All right.
Possible by St. Bernard's Healthcare, founded and still sponsored by the Elliott and Benedictine Sisters in Jonesboro. St. Bernard's has provided healthcare services for 122 years. St. Bernard's Healthcare is a nonprofit organization. It's 9:03.
KLEK Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversation, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering influence from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants, not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102 staff and Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council or our underwriters or sponsors.
KLK 102.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Wednesday. It's March 1st, 2023, and this is also the first Wednesday of the month. And that means, as always, we have Jonesboro Police Chief Rick Elliott joining us in the conversation today. So we definitely appreciate him, as always. 8 years and counting. So, Chief, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. Just another beautiful day in Jonesboro.
Okay, so let's kind of talk about obviously, people are concerned because there has been an increase in shootings in Jonesboro, and people want to know, what is JPD doing to address it?
Well, sure, it is concerning. What's more concerning that most of these shootings involve juveniles, and this is young adults under the age of 21 that are out here with guns and having some kind of disagreement with somebody else, another group or gang, and they're involved in these kind of situations, and it's unfortunate, and it's alarming and concerning that the number of guns that we're seeing on the streets with these young adults. So as of last night, there's another incident of a shooting over on High Street, which this is at the third time house over there's been shot at here in the past few days. But a vehicle was stopped and detained last night, gun found, and individuals arrested in connection with that shooting. So again, we're dealing with juveniles. Earlier in the evening, the street crimes unit found a juvenile and stopped on other related charges, and subsequently recovered a handgun with a 50-round drum. So that's a lot of bullets, a lot of, there's no reason one person under 21 is not even legally allowed to possess a handgun. But two, these young adults are out here shooting at each other, and the bullet unfortunately sometimes hits innocent people or kills innocent people. So that's concerning. But as we are starting to identify these individuals, we're going to do what we can to get them removed from the street. And if they have a habitual problem of this kind of activity, here recently, we've actually charged some of them as an adult. And so they'll face stiffer consequences in that system versus the juvenile system. Taking a zero tolerance on this gun related incidents in this town. Enough's enough.
Okay, so you mentioned that it's tied to gang activity. Do you have any clue of like where these people are coming from? Where's all of this originating?
Well, a lot of our local youth that have identified themselves as gang members. Some of them are from here to begin with, and then we've had other young adults that have moved here from other cities across the state and from out of state, and they get involved in this kind of activity. I guess it's maybe a social thing. For some, they may not have much of a family life, or a gang, it kind of gives them some kind of sense of a family. Of course, there's always drugs and money involved. And so the downside of it is a lot of times this activity has deadly consequences. And these young adults are dying and not only on our streets, but across the country at an alarming rate. And because of this mindset and this mentality.
Okay. And so my next question in regards to this is, you mentioned about earlier the 11-hour shifts. Is that change in shift helping to tamp this down more? And even going beyond that, like, where are the parents in all of this?
Well, the last part of that question, where are the parents? That is a real good question, because a lot of times we look at the home life of these young adults, and there's not much of a home life. Parents, in a lot of cases, are drug users, and they're just not providing much direction at the home level. And so these kids are just kind of out on their own, and that's unfortunate. So, discipline and family values and morals, that all begins at home. It's not up to the school to teach that. It's up to that to be taught at the house. And it's not happening. And so there's a lot of disrespect at a young age now, even these kids going to school, disrespect for in the classroom. We hear a lot about that from our teachers, that how disrespectful the kids are nowadays. And it's, again, it all starts at the house, and it's just not being taught anymore. So
All right. So
consequences.
all right, so let's transition on to things a little bit more positive. As you mentioned, CPA is coming up, always one of the most fun things and the most informative things that JPD takes part of. And of course, I am an alum, class 2. And of course, recently our own Allie was a session 16, I believe, graduate. So let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Our Citizen Police Academy program will kick off March 30th at 6:00 p.m., which is on a Thursday. It will meet for 13 weeks, Thursday nights, for about a 3-hour session each week. There will be some extracurricular activities that, if you wish to participate on the weekend, that you'll be allowed to do so also. And one of those activities is a day at the shooting complex with our officers shooting our various weapons. So it's a good class. It's an informative class to the public. And again, it's just a way to help build a good relationship with our community. We always learn more from the students in the class as much as they learn from us. So it's a good two-way learning process. So we encourage you, as you're listening today, you have an interest in what's going on in the police department, sign up for the class. And you're better off when you're educated, when you talk about something, instead of just talking about something that you really don't have a clue what you're talking about.
And again, as I always do when we talk about this, I'll just add that you definitely get exposed to so many different things. You get to handle the K9 dog. On the SWAT night, you get to try on the gear. You get to put your hands on it. You do some mock CSI investigation. You get to do your own traffic stop. You get the opportunity to ride in a car with an officer and have a front row seat to what an officer's day like, and no 2 days are ever the same. So as Chief said, no matter how you feel about policing, I definitely encourage people to participate just to kind of learn more about it. And even if you still walk away with negative feelings, at least you will say, okay, at least see what they do. And of course, 9 times out of 10, you'll probably end up liking it, and you'll make some great lifelong friends and networking and connections. And also there's the Alumni Association, in which you can join and participate in events such as Trunk or Treat, Shop with a Cop, and just so many of the other community service things that JPD does. So speaking of community service, Chief, let's go into that next. What are some of the upcoming community service initiatives that the department has going?
Well, we're just gearing up right now for our Dare Color Run on April 1st. That's always been a great event. Get the kids out, kind of a color run, Easter egg hunt. This year, it will be held at the Central Baptist Church on Harrisburg Road. The church has built a new walking track around that complex of that facility. So we're going to hold it on the walking track, and again, the same thing. We'll have hot dogs provided and prizes, and then the Easter egg hunt after the color run.
And of course, also the Mayor's Youth Advancement Council is going to have a community fair April 8th at University Lions Park in KLK. We will be there doing a live remote, and Chief said that JPD will be there as well.
Absolutely. We plan on making that also. As spring comes upon us, Sergeant Racy is starting to gear up for our community outreach projects. People reaching out, for different events, inviting us to participate. So winter months, things kind of slow, but it looks like it's starting to pick up. I know we got Juneteenth coming up. We're already making plans for. Looks like that's going to be a great event this year, bigger and better.
And of course, Chief has already said he will be handling crowd control at the parade and bringing his Corvette. So we definitely appreciate that.
It was fun last year. The parade was good. We had a good turnout along the parade route. And so my hat's off to you for coordinating all this and getting things going. And it takes a team effort, and bigger the event gets, it's going to take more involvement from our community partners. But, I think anybody listening has a desire to see it grow. One, we want you to come out and participate. And two, if you want to volunteer, I'm sure Leganzi would be glad to have all.
And we actually do have a website in which you can sign up for all that. It's JuneteenthInJonesboro.com. That's JuneteenthInJonesboro.com. You can sign up to be a vendor, volunteer, sponsor. We definitely, because it does take money to put on this event. But yes, we are definitely excited about it. But I can't take all the credit. I got to first, shout out our queen Quabila, whose birthday was yesterday. Happy belated 46th heavenly birthday. This was actually her vision to do Juneteenth, and I remember when she brought the idea to me to take it over, and now this is going into our 6th year, and of course now we've added the parade and the fireworks display. And Quabila just had so many of the things that we do at KLEK were her brainchild, such as Juneteenth and our Kwanzaa and our volunteer appreciation. And of course, got to shout out Allie, T-Rail, and the entire KLEK team for putting it together. Last year, I was unable to participate because I unfortunately caught COVID during that week, but they did not miss a beat and everything went off without a hitch. So shout out to all of the people at KLEK who helped make things possible. All right, Chief. So let's talk about recruitment. Always looking for new officers, looking for men to put on the badge and to walk the thin blue line.
Well, absolutely, men or women. But we're always in a state of trying to recruit the best applicant that we can find to put the work. We'll go through several applicants and only select a few. We do have a hiring standard, so I have certain expectations of the applicant. But if you're listening and have an interest or desire to come do this line of work, then we encourage you to go to the website, jonesboropolice.com, and get an application filled out. And our next testing date will be posted on that website also. If you just want to talk to somebody about the police department, you can reach out to Sergeant Shay Racy. He is our recruiting officer and community outreach officer. And Sergeant Racy would be more than happy to sit down with you and talk to you about the PD. And, if you're on the fence line about, you want to do it or may not, sit down with Sergeant Racy and let him go over that with you. It's a career that's not every day is the same. There's always something different going on each day. And if you want to get out and be part of the community and make change in the community, come on board.
Okay. And of course, to add to what Chief said, if you are curious, another plug for CPA, that will kind of give you a little taste of it. So you can kind of get a little small hands-on snippet and just further see if it's a career that you want to pursue. And there have been people who have graduated CPA who have went on to become officers and support staff for the department as well.
Well, there sure has. And that program has really paid off for us.
And of course, another option you have is if you want to be a part of the force, but you can't quit your day job, you can become a reserve officer and volunteer. I think you only have to do minimum 8 hours a month. Of course, I think there are some events that you do have to work, such as the district fair, but that's also another opportunity as well.
That's correct.
Okay, so another thing, Chief, that people have been concerned about in the community is pedestrian safety. There have been an unfortunate couple of incidents on Johnson where individuals were run over. So what is JPD doing to address that?
Sure. We'll go back and look at the history of Johnson, and several months ago, we had the speed reduced down to 35 miles per hour in an attempt to slow traffic down. There is a lot of pedestrian traffic on Johnson. You have people from the neighborhoods walking across the street to the markets, either the market at Johnson State or the market at Johnson and Bridge, to do shopping. And they're having to cross a 5-lane road, and cars, when they're speeding, it makes it hard to get across the road safely. So we did a reduction in speed limit. We've increased patrols along Johnson in order to gain compliance in the speeds that are posted, and to make drivers aware that if there are pedestrians in the crosswalk, then by law, you're supposed to stop. And so the next step is the city is going to install a island at State and Johnson, similar to the one we had in the past. It was put up by RDOT, and it'll have some caution lights on it, hopefully to make people aware that there could be pedestrians crossing here, to slow down, to watch your speeds. So hopefully, once the permits are granted by RDOT, the city's going to make an installation of that island at Johnson and State. We're also working with City Water and Light to reevaluate the lighting along Johnson. We're trying to make sure that the lighting is adequate, that motorists can see pedestrians, especially at night.
Because it is kind of dark when you come down that way. I can attest to that.
Yes, it is. And we recognize that. And so we have reached out to CWL, and so their engineers are taking a look and see what we can do to increase the lighting in that area to make things a little bit more safer for pedestrians.
Well, absolutely. And of course, one thing I can always say is Chief Elliott's door is open. So if you have a concern about anything that is going on, you can come by the department. If he's not in, just leave a message. He'll get back with you and set a time. You can sit with him. You can let him know what your concerns are, and he will do what he can to make sure that those concerns are addressed.
Well, absolutely. I mean, anytime, especially when we're dealing with public safety, if somebody has concern, then please reach out to us. You may see something that we're not seeing, and please bring it to our attention, and we want to get it addressed, as soon as we can. It could even be trees covering sidewalks. I've had some trees cut over on Alice Street several weeks ago that just taking over a sidewalk. People couldn't even walk down the sidewalk, and these trees have been in that state for looks like many years, and I'm really surprised nobody's called it in. But even things like that, bring it to the city's attention. We get out there and make the sidewalks where they can be utilized like they're supposed to. So it's all about public safety, keeping people on the sidewalks as much as we can. And of course, if there's an area that we need sidewalks installed, then we can certainly get with the city and get that on the map to get looked at.
Okay, so I know when we first started doing this, Chief, you mentioned that on Friday nights, you and the mayor used to kind of do a ride around through the city. Do y'all still do that?
No, not as much as did in the past, but Mayor Copenhagen and I, we do get out some and kind of look around and during the evening hours, and kind of see what's going on. It gives him a chance to see things after hours, and because the dynamics of the city change, the traffic slows down when you get 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And you kind of see what's going on in the city and look at some areas that may need some attention, things like that. But we have a good working relationship, and his goal is also public safety. So, of course, he's committed a lot of money to our real-time crime center project, which has been a huge success. We have, we'll be coming before Finance Committee soon with another resolution to acquire more cameras to be put up throughout the city to help our battle in fighting crime.
And so let's talk about those cameras a bit. Have you noticed a measurable difference in reduction of crime in areas that those cameras have been mounted?
I have, I guess my pride of all of it is the 1800 block of Cedar Heights Drive. Put that sky cop up years ago, and 1 year later, we've seen a 32% reduction in crime in that one section of town. That over the years, that one block had a lot of violence in it, a lot of bad things happening in it. And today, I don't know when we've had a call up there. It's just very, very little at this point, and really nothing of any violent nature. So I think the camera has done what it's designed to do. So the people that's causing problems have moved away from it, out of the area. But I think that area's the dynamics has greatly changed, and it's just because of the cameras. So
Right.
we looked at our hot spots across the town and add those cameras accordingly.
Okay. And speaking of that, I'm going to transition to an event that you are going to be a part of. Friday, April 14th, Social Justice and Equality Day. And that's going to be at the Black River Room of the Ring Student Union. And there's going to be a panel in which you're going to be on with Tony Thomas and Shamal Carter. And that's going to be put on by Future for Felons. So let's kind of talk about that a little bit.
Sure. I was asked to participate in the panel. Of course, glad to participate in such an open discussion and dialogue on that topic.
And of course, it's also going to feature free rides all day on the JET bus system. There will be for free refreshments provided. Mayor Copenhagen is going to do a proclamation, and there will be entertainment. And again, that is Friday, April 14th from 11 to 1 in the Black River Room of the Ring Student Union. All right, Chief, is there anything else that we did not cover?
Well, that's, kind of a lot going on. Again, we're coming into the springtime, so daylight savings is just about 2 weeks away, and people are starting to get out and enjoy the city. Just be mindful of each other as you're going up and down the roads. Be patient, as we talked about during our Bible study this morning. Don't get in a hurry, because that generally leads into causing an accident, and we want to keep our accident rates as low as possible, and keep people safe as best as we can. So just, but I do say get out and enjoy the parks in the city and what the city has to offer, and take part of your city, take pride in your city.
Absolutely. Well, Chief, as always, we want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Community Conversations. And of course, I'll just simply say, be kind to yourself and to each other. This is All Gospel Wednesday. We got great gospel music all day long. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is Kate, Elliott on 2.5 FM. See you, Chief.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care.